Chris, of course, is the White Township Manager, joining us as he does once a month. And so let's join our conversation. Chris Anderson, good morning to you.
Good morning, Todd. How you doing today?
Good. It's good to have you with us. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And you got a lot on the agenda today, including some. Now that spring is here in its own Western Pennsylvania form, you have the opportunity to get some road crews out and start some work, huh?
Yeah, we have a big summer construction season planned. So we have both road crew will be out and about. We're gonna have ditch work starting here pretty soon. Middle of May, we'll bring the spring yard waste cleanup, and then we move on to preparing our roads for our paving contract.
Yeah.
On the sewer side, we're doing spot repairs, televising sewer lines. Lots of projects coming up.
Well, it's interesting to me. We get to this time of the year, we have to, we don't want to put those plows completely away, unfortunately. We have to keep them at least uncovered so that if we need them for a day, we can do that. But really, it's time the street sweeper gets out and gathers up all of that anti-skid material that gets spread through the year. That stuff really piles up, doesn't it?
It does, and you get these these nuisance snows that we've been receiving all year. You get a little bit of ice along with that. You need to put the anti-skid down, and those little pebbles, little rocks, they add up over the course of the winter, and unfortunately we sweep them up, and it's time. I guess it's just you never know when to put the plows away. You never know when to close up the salt bin.
Yeah.
But it's this past Friday we had snow flurries.
I've always wanted to ask because this is something that has puzzled me a bit. When you throw all that stuff on the roads for 5 months or so, sometimes it starts in October and it's not done until at the end of March, the beginning of April. All of that anti-skid, all of those stones and everything get thrown out onto the roadways. They wash down into the storm sewers, and wouldn't that fill up pretty quickly? I mean, is there the potential they could get clogged and just be a mess and need to be dredged out every once in a while?
Yeah, it's just a continued maintenance issue. We have the street sweeper also doubles as a vacuum truck, so we periodically have to vacuum out the catch basins. We have a jet that we can clean the pipes out with. Some stormwater basins now or catch basins are designed with a sump on the bottom, so it'll catch that road material, and then you can use your vacuum truck to extract that. But it's an ongoing maintenance issue, and it's the worse the winter is, the more material you put down, the more clean you have to do the storm sewer.
I would guess as well that when you have a run that goes through, and people will be surprised how many little runs go through, that those things could clog up with sticks and debris and everything, and they have to be cleaned out from time to time, or else you're going to get flooding. It's going to dam up, and you'll get flooding.
Yeah, concerns with the leaves that get washed out of the ditches onto the roadways, ice buildup on the stormwater grates, in combination with all those. Yeah, that's why the crews have to be we get these rainstorms. They have to be out and about checking their routes, checking each individual catch basin, each ditch.
Yeah, yeah, and then they can also see any damages that have been done, things that recede and maybe collapse a little bit, and see what repairs need to be done as well.
Yep, always have a notebook with you to write down what they see. Potholes popping up here and there.
Do people call and say, "Hey, I've got a pothole here," or my storm sewer grate is falling down, or something? Do people call?
Yep, we encourage residents or citizens traveling through to let us know of any issues they encounter. We do have an online web form on our website, whitetownship.org, that they can fill out as well. It's tricky because there's state roads, township roads, private roads, things like that. But if we get the original, complaint and or notification, we'll inform the responsible party.
Yeah, the very least you can do is let whoever is in charge of that road take care of it.
Yep.
Yeah, good plan. So the street sweepers are out. Do they follow a specific schedule?
Usually they hit the southern half of the township just because it's close to the shop, and then they work their way towards the northern end of the township. I would say at this point they're probably a third or so of the way through the township, moving right along.
Yeah. So road materials are in the process of being handled, and you have projects out for bid too, don't you?
Yeah, so the first thing is that the meeting we have, the upcoming supervisors meeting, we have road materials bidding. So we'll open bids for those items include gravel, anti-skid, you know, asphalt that we pick up in our own vehicles to, you know, to take out. You know, the end of the month, we're looking at our paving contract, putting it out to bid. And then probably the biggest project is our Route 286 East Sewer project. That's a large project. We had the pre-bid conference last week at the township office. We do have some good contractors that are interested in that project, so we're hoping for a good price and a good project.
Is that the one that goes out toward the airport?
Yep, it'll be Campbell Lane, Overdrive, Hamill Road, that area out there. Looking about an 18-month construction on that, so it's a pretty big project.
Yeah, it really is. Wow. Meanwhile, things go on in other places. Tell me about White's Woods. What you got going there?
We recently finished construction of a message board. This is a new message board that the new stewardship committee had asked that we put up. It's going to play, I guess, couple different roles. Number one, it'll be kind of a gateway to the park. You'll see some, you know, a sign on there stating that it's White's Woods, and then it'll also use for information. Whether the stewardship committee wants to put their minutes out there, whether we want to put a flyer out there or a survey for the users of the woods. It's a nice little feature.
Serve as a nice little clearinghouse for folks wondering what's going on. And
Yep.
That's a good idea. And where specifically is that sign located?
It's right at the 12th Street entrance.
Oh, okay. So just down the street.
Yep.
Yeah. All righty. So those are going on at the White Township Recreation Complex. Been skating on that sheet of ice all winter long, and now it's time to say goodbye to the ice, huh?
Yeah, the ice is, I think, currently melting, or I think the Sunday evening was when the machines got turned off. So the ice is done for the season, and it's on to ball fields, soccer fields, outdoor park maintenance. Crews will be busy.
Yeah, they really will.
Yeah.
When you melt that ice, I know that if problems crop up during the course of a year, they're probably pretty self-evident. But when you do melt the ice, and you get a look at what's at the equipment itself, are there generally great problems with it, or is it pretty stable?
It's pretty stable. I mean, we do have some aging equipment or infrastructure out there, so there's you know, a couple of the crew members there do a great job keeping everything running out there, but for the most part, it's fairly in good shape.
Yeah, well, that's good. I know a couple of years ago there were issues with the floor. There was sand floor, there was concrete floor, and you had to decide what was the best path to moving forward with new ice freezing equipment, and made that decision. It's worked out well.
Yeah, we went with the total, you know, one concrete slab for the whole ice sheet, and you know, new paint, and it's working out well for us.
Yeah, terrific. Talking with Chris Anderson, he's the manager of White Township this morning, and we're going to stay there at the White Township Recreation Complex for a couple of moments. A few months ago, we had you and Chauncey come in, talk about some ideas for White Township, and some of those ideas involved the recreation complex, including the amphitheater and some other concepts that folks had. When you look back on that public meeting that you had, where people were submitting ideas, and then you take the next steps as to determine the feasibility of one idea or another. Are there some that have popped up that you've said to yourselves, well, this is something, let's go further with this and see what we can develop out of it?
Yeah, we did file for a DCNR grant for an amphitheater at the recreation complex. It'll be a really small venue that would be a good starting point for a school event, IUP to use, local artists. So we did take that advice from the community. The second idea that came out of the kind of our public outreach were restrooms at Kennedy King Park.
Oh, okay.
So we have a very large pickleball user base. We have the softball field. We have playground equipment. So we did submit a grant application for new restrooms at that park. So we do listen to the community when you have these outreach events, and we kind of prioritize projects with the long range planning committee and the supervisors, and determine what we should apply for and what we need to move on. Yeah,
well, it sounds like a good plan, and of course, just because you held a public meeting and people were able to submit ideas there, it doesn't mean that folks can't contact you and say, hey, here's something that I thought might be something good. Maybe the supervisor want to look into, and so you do your due diligence there as well.
Yeah, and we're always open to receive some type of comment. We have a long-range planning committee that meets once a month. They kick around ideas, so any suggestions, ideas, feel free to give us a call or reach out on the website.
Yeah. Okay. Some other road work that we want to think about here in this spring season, we've got the Warren Road Ben Franklin traffic signal thing coming up, and some other work out in that area. Give us an update on what's going on with that.
Yeah, we had phase 1 of the Warren Road Ben Franklin Indian Springs intersection completed about a year and a half ago. That included a left turn arrow onto Warren Road. We have phase 2. Currently, we received a grant for that work. We at the supervisors meeting tomorrow, we're going to be looking at consultants to complete that design and move forward on that project. So that'll include the Warren Road approaches and ADA accessible accommodations around that signal.
Yeah. Now, PennDOT has announced work on Rustic Lodge Road there and to hook up with Oakland Avenue with the sidewalk going through there, which is not a township project. But I know the township supervisors and everybody else, from a safety standpoint, are really interested in work like that, aren't you?
Yeah, there's going to be some road widening there. There's going to be a new intersection at Rustic Lodge, Indian Springs, and the survey crews are currently out there up and down the road working. So if you are traveling Rustic Lodge Road, be careful.
Yeah. Okay. Some things we need to make sure that folks know about. You got spring yard waste cleanup.
Yep. May 23rd, May 27th. Any questions? Look on our website. There's a flyer there, or give the office a call.
Mm-hmm. You have a supervisors convention coming up.
Yeah, the state association of township supervisors. They hold their annual convention. It had been every year, but these last couple years, due to the pandemic, it's been postponed, canceled, virtual. This will be one of the first ones in person, and that's here at the end of the month. And we have a couple supervisors going, so it's going to be a good educational conference for us.
Absolutely, and some rec programs to talk about this morning too.
Yeah, we have a bunch of our summer programs going out. I'd encourage, if anyone's interested in getting involved in some of these learn to play programs, visit our White Township Recreation Complex website or call the arena and make sure they register for an upcoming class.
He is Chris Anderson, White Township Manager. Boy, we covered a lot of ground today, didn't we?
Yeah, we kind of moved right through it.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM and AM 1160. The